So just 2 more races remain until we call it a day here at Kerpen for the penultimate round of the RMC Germany Championship here in Western Germany. DD2 up next, Heat 2, race 11 of the meeting. Mika Metz starts from pole position ahead of Lukas Hossmann. Ronny Göttler and Florian Breitenbach round out the top 2 rows ahead of Yannick Jacobs and Marc Bartels in the 401 and the 488. I'm sure that Ronny Göttler and Marc Bartels will want to get past turn 2 again after a couple of laps this time around, because they both did not finish last time out. Leon Arndt and Fabian Bock round out row 4 ahead of Hannes Border and Laurent Seyfried. Marcel Steinert and Jonas Wolscheid, they ran at the top 6 rows ahead of Marco Göttler and Tim Stender. Robert Schopian rounds out the top 15 ahead of Yannick Herrmann, Tristan Gebhardt and Philipp Dreschler, running out the 18 strong. Another 10 minutes plus an additional lap to go. And obviously that dramatic senior Rotax Heat 2. I feel sorry for Nico Handke because he tried the same move on Lukas Hartmann that we saw with a couple of laps remaining, but then that just goes to show when you go for broke, you put it on the line, you can find out the hard way, but he'll have learnt from that. So Mika Metz did win the first heat earlier on today and won it by 7 seconds, whilst everyone behind, all and sundry, was battling away over the scraps over the table. However, could it be a different story this time around? The weather has been kind to us here in Western Germany here today. Tomorrow could be a completely different story altogether, but we're going to wait and see on that one, aren't we? However, 10 minutes plus an additional lap. Mika Metz on pole, Lukas Hossmann alongside. Now, Hossmann didn't finish the first heat. Will he have a chance at a redemption this time around? Well, it looks like they've got things underway, as Ronny Göttler's gotten ahead of Lukas Hossmann as they head down into turn 2 for the first time of asking. 2-3 abreast at some points. Some drivers very, very close to putting 2 wheels on the dusty grass. And there's a lot of dirt, I mean, especially when you saw what dust Nico Handke kicked up in the senior Rotax second heat. But Mika Metz has got the initial jump ahead of Ronny Göttler. Lukas Hossmann rounds out the top 3. Then it's Yannick Jacobs. Hang on a second, it looks like Yannick Jacobs has been passed by Florian Breitenbach. There's Fabian Bock down in 6th position, and he started a little bit further back. So 9 minutes and 13 seconds still to go in this race, plus an additional lap. The lead for Mika Metz is now 3/10, but here comes Lukas Hossmann, steamrolling like a freight train up the inside of Ronny Göttler to take P2. So through the S's, they have gone. Mika Metz leads. Hossmann second ahead of Göttler. Breitenbach rounds out the top 4 positions ahead of Yannick Jacobs. Now the chase starts to happen. Tomorrow is going to be a very different day, but right here, right now, in the words of Fatboy Slim, we could see quite a few drivers making moves. Marcel Steiner again has catapulted himself out of just outside of the top 10 and now finds himself in P8. And where Marcel Steiner finished last time, it was an FM Racing 4-5, but courtesy of Marcel Steinert and also Laurent Seyfried. But Seyfried not having the best of starts. He's currently P12 at the moment. Obviously, with that incident between Marc Bartels and Ronny Göttler, that changed the complete fabric of the race earlier on. And in the previous race, the 494 of Marco Göttler actually got a 5-second time penalty for a front fairing, but Mika Metz is leading the way, 9/10 ahead of Lukas Hossmann. Ronny Göttler rounds out the top 3. Florian Breitenbach, Marcel Steiner up ahead of Marc Bartels. So watch out, the 413 from FM Racing is on the move. Through the S's once again, and Hossmann is being kept honest by Göttler in the battle for second position. Florian Breitenbach is trying to push the 433 as quickly as he can. And the sweeping S's here at Kerpen, you know, there's a lot of differentiating camber You go into one part of it, like going through turn 4, that tight left-hander. You've then got a left camber, a right camber, a left camber, a right camber. It's quite deceptive. I mean, I walked the track back in November 2019, and I got a real understanding of... so you're going to see it now. So into turn 4 they go. So straight away, a little bit of a downward dip, and then the cambers start coming into play. There's a left camber coming up right there through the the ambulance crew. You can just see it's quite compact, but seeing it on these images here, it doesn't do it quite justice, I must admit. You can now see that with 6 minutes and 15 to go on the clock, plus an additional lap, Honey Göttler closing in on Lucas Horsman. 4-second position. Mika Metz still has a lead of just over 1.25 seconds, but there goes Honey Göttler up the inside of Lucas Horsman. Here comes Florian Breitenbach as well, so it's going to be a 3-way scrap for second position. And Honey Göttler's just basically gesticulated to those behind, which includes Lucas Horsman, hang on a second. Florian Breitenbach has got himself ahead of Lucas Horsman. There is Yannick Jacobs and also Fabian Bock. Other changes that have happened. Marco Göttler has gotten past Lawrence Seyfried. Seyfried's having a race to forget, unfortunately. So he will look to make amends tomorrow in the pre-final and the finals. Tim Stender has dropped all the way down to stone dead last. Looks like Lawrence Seyfried's coming to a bit of strife as well, as he is currently down in 17th position and is 12.1 seconds off of the leader Mika Metz at the moment as things stand. But everything's getting a bit argy-bargy, how's your father at the moment, because Marcel Steinert is having to battle away with Fabian Bock. Those two have swapped positions more times than I've had probably hot roast dinners on a Sunday afternoon. But here is Yannick Jacobs and Lucas Horsman. They're battling over position. That is for 4th on the road. Marcel Steinert waiting in the wings, as is Fabian Bock, as is Mark Bartels. Don't count out those that complete the top 11, maybe even the top 12. You've got Jonas Wolscheid, Robert Schorpian, Leon Arndt, Marco Göttler. They are all in the mix. 4 minutes and 10 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Things are getting to a crossroads here. And it is always dependent on who is going to pull the trigger first. Who's going to be the one to blink or make an unforced error. Yannick Jacobs past Lucas Horsman, and now here comes Marcel Steinert. Horsman looking towards the inside, goes defensive on Steinert through into turn 2. Steinert looking for an opportunity to get past, but not quite yet, is the answer that is probably on a lot of people's lips, saying, when is he going to get past? Is he going to get past? Not when, not if. When is, well, not if, it's when he's going to get past. So your guess is as good as mine, but it is close fought. Robert Schorpian looking a bit racier, now past Jonas Wolscheid, and has got Mark Bartels in the crosshairs. Has the 477. Just over 3 minutes remain in the race, plus an additional lap. Mika Metz's lead over Honey Göttler now extends to 1.476 seconds. Mika Metz now in the high 44s. 44.856 is the fastest lap time as they make their way through into turn 3. Looks like a little bit of side-by-side action, probably between Jonas Wolscheid and Leon Arndt. That is 4th, 10th on the road. Well, that could have been Hannes Border, maybe. 2 minutes and right, okay. We've had a pushing penalty given. 5-second time penalty has been given to the 439. That is Lawrence Seyfried. And that is for pushing in the eyes of race control. Marco Göttler gets past Leon Arndt for 11th position. So it looks like the lead is being extended. It's now 2.2 seconds. Mika Metz has now gone biblical on this circuit. 44.611 seconds from the 464. He's looking to extend and consolidate that championship lead going into tomorrow, because the way things stand, he'll be at that will give him an automatic 25 points for ranking after heats. So for him, this is exactly what Mika Metz needs to try and extend that gap. You can bet your bottom dollar that some drivers will not be happy about that, but it is what it is. Lawrence Seifried looks to have pulled the comp car chassis into the pits. That's a real shame for the 439. Robert Chopin has got past Mark Bartels for what is now 8th on the road, as we have 16 runners and riders still circulating. We've got 40 seconds plus an additional lap on the clock to go. Mika Metz has done exactly what he's needed to do. Stay out front, not let anyone get close, and make sure that it counts. 15 seconds on the clock. 2 more laps to go, including this one that we've just started. Lap 14 out of 15 as the timer will strike 0 as Mika Metz now makes his way through into turn 3 for what will be the penultimate time for today. Bit more of Lady Luck on the side of Ronnie Göttler, who is 2.7 seconds adrift in second position. Florian Breitenbach is about 0.7 of a second adrift in third place ahead of Yannick Jacobs. Lukas Horstmann rounds out the top 5. And Lawrence Seifried on lap number 10, unfortunately, is confirmed as a retirement. 1 more lap to go for Mika Metz, so just under a kilometre to negotiate. And that will put him at the front, the sharp end of the grid, for tomorrow's first race. Still a good little battle here between Yannick Jacobs and Lukas Horstmann in the 401 and the 412. But there is your leader. There's P2, Ronnie Göttler. Florian Breitenbach, a very steady P3. But it's only just a few more corners to go. And Mika Metz can go in tomorrow knowing that the confidence in the machinery is there. Doesn't need to worry. Out of the final corner, Mika Metz makes it 2 for 2 here today in Kerpen and wins the second heat by 3.1 seconds ahead of Ronnie Göttler. Florian Breitenbach rounds out the top 3 positions, nearly 4.1 seconds off of the eventual race winner. Yannick Jacobs completes the top 4, a further 5.7 of a second adrift, with Nies Racing's Lukas Horstmann rounding out the top 5. Marcel Steinert in 6th ahead of Fabian Bock. Robert Chopin in 8th ahead of Mark Bartels, with Marco Göttler completing the top 10 positions. Hannes Border in 11th ahead of Jonas Wolscheid. Leon Arndt, Yannick Herrmann, Tristan Gebhardt and Philipp Dreschler rounding out the 16 that finished all 15 laps of racing. Retirements, unfortunately, for Lawrence Seifried on lap 10, with Tim Stender retiring on lap number 7.